everyone, it's me again and welcome to Faith's Feels. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my little corner of the internet. My name's Faith Grenade and I put makeup videos here on YouTube, and you should subscribe and hit that little bell icon down below. It'll notify you every time I upload so you don't miss a minute of this riveting action. So riveting, can you tell? Like, this is ear-itchingly riveting. Today you stumbled across Faith's Feels, which is my feels on a makeup product or on life in general. And today I came up with an interesting idea. I was actually on, in the bathroom, on the shitter, like where you come up with most of your great ideas, right? On the shitter. And I came up with an idea because one of the things that was kind of a pattern that people, or a thing that people did a lot back in the day, that I feel like people are sort of departing from a little bit, is the concept of the backup. I mean, a lot of the time when these limited edition collections first started coming out, people would buy multiples of them, and they would buy backups, so they would have another one when the first one ran out. So I decided to do a video. Now, I don't buy backups of things that often, but I did end up buying a backup of something recently, and it kind of planted the idea in my brain of, like, maybe I should just do a video of all of the things that I have bought duplicates of. All of the things that I need so much in my life that I cannot imagine life without, to the point where I would buy multiples of them. So that's what this video is. This is a pretty quick little list because, like I said, I don't really make a habit of doing this that often, but I'm just gonna go down the line here and talk about some things. The most common thing that I buy duplicates for is brushes, because as you guys know, I am a professional working makeup artist, so I need a lot of brushes. I mean, when you do a bridal party of like 9 people, you have to have a set of brushes for each individual client, because it's really unsanitary to use brushes that you've used already on another client. So I have a lot of duplicates of makeup brushes. Some of them are not available anymore. I tried to keep focused on the ones that you can still get. And I just grabbed a couple as examples, but honestly, there are probably a lot more than this. The Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I love this for cream foundations. Any thick cream formula, this is beautiful for that. It's super dense and thick, so it really works very well to blend out those kinds of things. Next, we'll go into e.l.f. I have a lot of brushes from e.l.f. because when I first started out as a professional, I didn't have a whole lot of money to build a kit. e.l.f. has really good brushes, really solid quality, but they're cheap. You know, the brushes were like $3 a pop, and it's something that I could get a lot of very easily, you know, now that they're available in Target and other kinds of stores like that. They were something where if I went on a makeup job and realized, oh shit, I don't have enough of this type of brush, I could just run to Target and pick up a couple of them for dirt cheap and toss them in my kit. The ones I probably have the most of are the e.l.f. blush brush. This is like the perfect shape. It's a nice little paddle. I use this for blush, obviously, but I've also used it for highlight. I've used it for setting powder under the eyes. It's a very, very versatile brush. I have like 7 of these probably. And then the e.l.f. Small Stipple Brush. I've used this for contouring before, like a really subtle contour on brides or during theater work. It's also great for cream products, cream blush, cream bronzer. Great for that. I have at least 3 of these, probably closer to 4. And I also have another brush from Real Techniques. This is the Real Techniques Accent Brush. This is one of the better brushes I have found for under the lower lash line or really, really detailed work. I have at least 4 of these. Probably 5 if I actually set them all out and counted them. It's one of those brushes that I just could not do without. It makes a really good lip brush in a pinch too. If you don't have enough lip brushes for your bridal party, this works perfectly for that. Then I have some Esom brushes that I have duplicates of. I pulled out the W23, which is a large paddle brush, because I know I have at least 2 of these. I also have 2 of the smaller version of this, and then a couple of their smaller crease brushes. Basically, they came with bundles that I bought multiple bundles of, so I ended up with multiple brushes, but these are really solid quality, beautiful, beautiful brushes to work with, and I absolutely love them, so I'm glad I have duplicates of them all the same. I have a lot of eyebrow brushes. More specifically, I have a lot of the Sonia Kashuk Brow Fill brush. This is a brush that has a spoolie on one end and an angled brush on the other. I like it because this angled brush is not too thick. I noticed that if they're too thick or like not pinched in enough, you don't get that detailed ability to create like individual hair strokes, which I really like to have, especially since in my professional kit I work mostly with brow powder as opposed to pomades or creams or waxes or anything like that. So I have at least 4 or 5 of these, probably more than that, and more of various types of Sonia Kashuk angled brushes, because brows are a must for every single professional client and for myself as well. Okay, now we're gonna start getting into the actual color cosmetics. You'll find that most of these things are base products because I find myself needing a lot of complexion products as opposed to duplicates of anything else. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. You guys know I love this. I use it in literally every single makeup look I do. It is my go-to bronzer of choice. Smells rank to me, but I will get over the smell for the blendability of this product and how subtle and soft it looks on the skin. I have 2 of these in the shade Bronzer, and then I also have Sun-Kissed Bronze, I think it's called, which is their shimmery one, Deep Bronze, and Light Bronze, which are the other shades of this. And I keep one of these for my personal use, which is this one that you can see I've beaten the hell out of. And then I keep another one in my professional kit because I have literally never found another bronzer that is better for pale skin than this is. Next, I have duplicates of the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Hydrating Foundation. This is my foundation of choice for personal use because I managed to find a shade that matches me. My skin is very fair, I'm pretty pale, and I have a yellow-green undertone to my skin. There is olive in my skin tone, which makes it really difficult to match because makeup companies seem to think that if you have an olive undertone, it means you have a medium skin tone, which just isn't the case. There are pale people who have green undertones. We need love too. This is the one pale olive tone foundation I've managed to find. This is the shade 1.05, which is a fair skin tone with warm olive undertones. This is my perfect shade if ever there was one. It's a little pale sometimes, like in the summer. It's a little bit pale, but I can bronze it out and make it work. This foundation formula is beautiful. It sits on the skin amazingly. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, so it's drawing water to the skin constantly. I've been told many, many times, like I've been asked by multiple friends of mine what complexion products I use because it seems like I use so little foundation, but the foundation looks like I'm wearing nothing, which is exactly what I want. And that's exactly what you want out of a foundation. When you do your complexion, it should look like your skin just naturally looks that flawless. Like, it shouldn't look like you have makeup on. That's always my goal with my complexion work, whether it be on myself or in my professional work. I always aim to make it look like you're not wearing any complexion products at all. Your skin just naturally looks beautiful. That's what this foundation does. I don't have this in my professional kit because it would be a pain in the ass to carry a bunch of bottles around. I have cream foundation palettes in my kit that I also love, but for personal use, this is amazing. I have had this in multiple shades. When I finally found the shade for me, I keep one at the house, and I keep one in my travel makeup bag for when I go on long trips, so I never find myself forgetting it. Another thing that I have a backup of is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. This is my go-to for my own eyebrows. This is in the shade Taupe. It is a perfect shade for me. The formula is amazing. I can make a super structured like Instagram brow, or I can just draw a few hair-like strokes in for a really natural look. It's so versatile, it's so incredible, and I'm almost out. Look how close I am to being out of this. I am so freaking close to being out of this product. And I bought another one so I would have a new one when I ran out of this, but I have to use it up now. I have to use it up completely because I'm so close to being done. It's so close to dead. I can taste it. I just want to finish it. I also use this for drag. I use this for my facial hair for drag. If I'm not gluing an actual facial hair appliance to my skin, then I am using this with a stipple sponge that looks like this. I'll dip it into the brow pomade and then stipple a mustache and goatee on myself. Really quick and easy way to do facial hair. So whether you're in drag or theater, or you have to do makeup for theater and someone needs fake facial hair, brow pomade is great for that. It's literally made to match hair color. So it's just like, you know, just match the brow pomade to the eyebrows and it works perfectly fine for facial hair as well. Another thing that I have a backup of that I didn't necessarily need a backup of, but I got it anyway, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy Highlight. If you've been on my channel for the past year or so since this has come out, this has been my go-to highlight. I love the texture of it. I do have my old one here, the one that I've used the living daylights out of. It's so sheeny, and I hate that word. That's not even a word, but it's got such a beautiful sheen to it. It's not sparkly, it's not glittery, it's not thick, it's not textured, it doesn't emphasize texture on the skin. Even when my skin was really, really textured, when I was dealing with like retinoid usage and adult acne and all that stuff, this did not emphasize texture on my skin. It just makes your skin look wet. Like just this wet glow across the skin. I can put this on my bare skin, like if I'm just wearing tinted sunscreen like I am today, I can put this on my bare skin and just give that nice little glow, and it doesn't look like I'm wearing any extra makeup. It just looks like my skin is wet glowing. I don't know what they did to mix this shade, but this is one of the only shades of highlight I've found in my career that will look good and flattering on every single skin tone. No matter who I put this on, it just looks flattering and amazing and glowy and fantastic. So when they came out with this again, they re-released it due to popular demand, and it's actually available right now, so you can get it. I bought it the first time when it was first released, and when they said they were coming out with another one, I said, all right, I have to buy a backup because I cannot be without this. And then the final thing that I have a backup of, the thing that inspired this whole video, is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. So I was going to a drag gig, and I was going to a drag gig straight from work. So basically I had some clients I needed to do some stuff with, and I had some other things going on. But long story short, I had to go straight, I think I had a same day client that day, but I had to go straight from work to a drag show without having any time to stop at my house and do my face. So I packed up my handy dandy makeup bag with everything I would need to do a drag beat, or so I thought. And then I got to work, and I had just finished working on my client. I was cleaning up, and I realized, oh shit, I left my Cover FX Power Play Concealer at home. And at first I was like, oh, it's no big deal, whatever. But I literally see the difference in how good my drag looks and how good my regular makeup looks when I use this stuff. At first I didn't think too much of it. For a long time I didn't wear concealer because I didn't really feel the need for it, but I started using this. This is in the shade G Light 2, and it's just such a beautiful texture. It's not too drying, which a lot of the concealers that are on the market right now are really, really super full coverage and really, really drying. They like suck the life out of my under eyes, and this does not do that. It doesn't have as high of a coverage level as, say, a Tarte Shape Tape, but it's so much more of a creamy formula. It stays in place, it doesn't crease, it doesn't move, it doesn't budge. I set it even though I don't, strictly speaking, have to. I have used this before without setting it, and it looks fine. The shade G Light 2 is perfect for me. It's got that little bit of lightness, so when I put it under my eyes, it's nice and flattering, but it's not so light that I couldn't cover blemishes and redness with it as well. I've used this literally as foundation, where if I was looking to just look a little more put together, I would take it and just dot it on the flushed areas of my face, the areas where I tend to have most of my rosacea flare-ups, which is the sides of my nose, and then occasionally the top of my nose and my chin and such. But depending on how red I am, I would just dotted it, and then I would use something like a Real Techniques Expert face brush to just pat it in and blend it out, and it looks amazing. I don't have enough time to go home and get it, but I do have some extra time, so I literally went to my local Sephora after work and I picked up a second tube. So I now have 2 tubes of the Cover FX Power Play Concealer, one that I keep at home and one that I keep in my travel makeup bag, so I will never forget it again, because it's not like a super dramatic difference, like it's not a super dramatic makeup product, but I literally see the difference in how good my makeup looks when I use it versus when I don't use it. And the fact that I can use it on its own as a complexion product when I'm doing minimalistic work is all the more reason to have more than one. That's about it, you guys. That is all of the makeup that I have duplicates of, and why I have duplicates of it. While I normally don't believe in buying more than one thing, certainly more than one of a thing, certainly if you have, you know, that thing already and you haven't run out of it, there are certain things that I just don't want to be without. And now you know what those things are. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, informative, or entertaining. If you did, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt, you know it deserves it. And if you want to see more from me, you've got a couple options now. You can click the videos on either side of my head to binge if you're bored or bummed out, or hey, you can hit that button that looks like my face and subscribe and become a member of the Faithful today. I put out new videos every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles!